Our today's topic is biodiversity. Biodiversity is all the different kinds of life we find in one area. The variety of animals, plants, fungi, and even microorganisms like bacteria that make up our natural world. Each of these species and organisms work together in ecosystems like an intricate web to maintain balance and support life. This great variety of life on Earth has provided for man's needs over thousands of years. This diversity of living creatures forms a support system which has been used by each civilization for its growth and development. Those that used this diversity carefully and sustainably survived. Those that overused or misused it disintegrated. So, biodiversity, a simple definition of biodiversity, is the variability among living organisms from all sources, including terrestrial, marine, and other aquatic ecosystems, and the ecological complexes of which they are part. This includes diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystems. In other words, biodiversity is the occurrence of different types of ecosystems, different species of organisms with the whole range of their variants and genes adapted to different climates, environments, along with their interaction and processes. So biodiversity includes the genetic and diversity of life forms, including plants, animals, microbes, etc., living in a wide range of ecosystems. The manifestation of biodiversity is the biological resources like genes, species, organisms, and ecosystems, and ecological processes of which they are part of. Biodiversity is therefore considered at three major levels, namely genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity. However, the biological diversity is not uniformly distributed throughout the globe, conditioned by natural forces till the influence of human activity significantly altered it. First, we'll start with the genetic diversity. Each member of any animal or plant species differ widely from other individuals in its genetic makeup because of large number of combinations possible in the genes that give every individual specific characteristic. For example, each human being is very different from all other. I can see here difference in height. This genetic variability is essential for healthy breeding population of a species. If the number of breeding individual is reduced, the dissimilarity of genetic makeup is reduced and inbreeding occurs. Eventually, this can lead to the extinction of the species. So the diversity in wild species forms the gene pool from which our crops and domestic animals have been developed over thousands of years. Today, the variety of nature's bounty is being further harnessed by using wild relatives of croplands to create new varieties of more productive crops and to breed better domestic animals. Modern biotechnology, we know, manipulates genes for developing better types of machines and a variety of industrial products. Right? You can see here, these are different colors in capsicum. The earlier, we know only green colored capsicum. Now, in these days, we can see different colors in capsicum. The factors responsible for genetic diversity are gene flow due to population migration, homologous recombination or crossing over during meiosis. Polyploidy means presence of more than two homologous chromosomes, and mutations. So of these possibilities, mutations make the primary source for genetic variations. Next is species diversity. Species, you know, a biological species is a group of organisms that can reproduce within means with one another in nature and provides fertile offspring. Right? A simple definition of species. So, number of species of plants and animals that are present in a region constitutes is species diversity. This diversity is seen both in natural ecosystem and in agriculture ecosystem. Some areas are more rich in species than others. Natural undisturbed tropical forest, for example, have a much greater species richness than plantation developed by forest department for timber production. A natural forest ecosystem provides a large number of non-wood products that local people depend on, such as fruit, fuel, wood, fodder, fiber, gum, resin, and medicines. So, timber plantations do not provide the large variety of goods that are essential for local consumption. So, in long term, the economic sustainable returns from non-wood forest products is said to be greater than the returns from felling a forest for its timber. Thus, the value of natural forest with all its species richness is much greater than a plantation. Modern intensive agriculture ecosystem have a relatively lower diversity. Remember, lower diversity of crops than traditional agro-pastoral farming system, where multiple crops were planted. At present, conservation scientists have been able to identify and categorize about 1.8 million species on Earth. However, many new species are being identified, especially in the flowering plants and insects. You can see here, these are the different species in the case of butterflies, and here different species of plants. So, areas that are rich in species diversity are called hotspots of diversity. India is among the world's 15 nations that are exceptionally rich in species diversity. Next, factors that contribute to species diversity, including habitat diversity, competition among species, and genetic diversity. Genetic diversity within a species not only is necessary to maintain diversity among species, but also contributes to the diversity of food, fiber, and medicine available from nature. Last is ecosystem diversity. What is ecosystem? An ecosystem is a community of living organisms like plants, animals, and microbes in a particular area. The term eco refers to the part of the world, and system refers to the coordinating unit. An ecosystem is a community of organisms and their physical environment interacting together, right? So, there are a large variety of different ecosystems on Earth, which have their own complement of distinctive interlinked species based on the differences in the habitat. Ecosystem diversity can be described for a specific geographical region or a political entity such as country or a state. Distinctive ecosystems include landscapes such as forest, grasslands, deserts, mountains, etc., as well as aquatic ecosystems such as river, lake, and the sea. Each region also has man-modified area such as farmland or grazing pastures. An ecosystem is referred to as natural when it is relatively undisturbed by human activities, or modified when it is changed to other types of uses such as farmland or urban areas. So ecosystems are most natural in wilderness area. If natural ecosystems are overused or misused, their productivity eventually decreases and they are then said to be degraded. India is exceptionally rich in its ecosystem diversity. Now, main reasons for variations between ecosystems include climatic conditions, disturbances, and interaction between organisms and their environment. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more. Thank you.